Offtopic analysis. I'm recording. I'm now recording.
Huzzah.
Ah,
Oh man, I
yes.
was actually gonna say something.
Yeah?
Uh, the lady will be home at some point in a moment and will probably bring food in here,
Yeah.
but I told her that I'm recording, so she will hopefully be quiet about it.
Yeah. It's fine.
Um, yeah. Uh, did you what video games have you been playing this week?
Siren. I've been playing mostly just exclusively Siren. I've gotten very far in it, and it has been it's been pretty good. It's been really good. I really like the game. It's just the way that it plays is very unique,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just it feels very much like its own thing, even in today's world where there are so many
Hmm.
different like types of video games. Like something from
Well,
2002 being so cool and unique is very fun.
what could you compare it to? From anything for like the last 5 years, like closest comparison.
I mean, it's definitely most like the Silent Hill 2 remake probably. Like it's
Hmm.
that classic kind of survival horror, like maybe a bit like Signalis,
Okay.
I think. But it's just that kind of classic survival horror. But it's just the way that everything is a level. You have a bunch of different characters you play as, and I like that. I think that's like a unique kind of perspective. A lot of games now, like especially single player games, you really kind of are playing that one character.
Hmm.
And if you're doing some kind of party or something, it's usually like an RPG, and like you're still playing as your character, but you also have these other guys and you have their stories. But this one is a bunch of individual characters, and they really feel like that.
That's cool. That sounds neat. Sounds interesting.
Yeah, it's really cool. It's really good. What about you? What have you been playing?
Uh, Today I have been playing Dead Island 2 because it was free on PlayStation Plus.
Yep.
So that's fine. I like it better than Dying Light 2.
Mm-hmm.
I know a lot of people have kind of the opposite feelings about it, but I guess because we played Dying Light together and then I played Dying Light 2, and I just felt like it was kind of mid. I didn't
Yeah.
really feel like it was that much better. It just seemed like same like new location and really not much was different. But this, I mean,
Mm-hmm.
at least feels different. There's some humor to it, but it's not like over the top kind of
In a bad
like
way.
Borderlands 3 humor. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's not as like dark and serious as Dying Light, and so no, it's fine. It's pretty mindless. There've been a couple, you know, a couple hard moments. But other than that, I've been playing Metaphor, and that's been fun. I like that a lot. I'm excited for you to play that one.
Hell yeah. I'm excited to be able to play it too one day. It'll be
Yeah, one
very
day.
fun. Uh, right now, I kind of just like I love that we're playing Silent Hill 2, and I want to play
Hmm.
more of it. I love it. I love it. It's so good.
Well, maybe if you want to. Well, I don't know. We'll see. I don't know if I can do it tonight. I'm pretty
Yeah.
tired.
If not, it's totally fine. It's totally cool.
Yeah, but we'll definitely get to do some of that this week. So,
Yeah.
welcome back to Off Topic Analysis.
Yay! Off-topic analysis, and we love it, and we love you, the listener or
The
viewer,
listener,
whichever one you are.
all 13 of you.
Yeah,
Um,
all 13 of you.
we we've been gone for a
We
bit.
don't
What
we don't have to
happened?
put we don't have to put a number to it.
What?
We don't have to say 13 people. It could.
Okay, well, that's our subscriber count. I want each and every one of them to feel special right now. So that's my intent.
Okay. All right. Well, that's. I hope you all feel special.
Absolutely. So, why don't you tell the class why we've been gone? What have we been doing?
Uh, I mean, I don't know. We've just been gone. We went to Riot Fest, and that was cool. And yeah, I mean that's really it. We went to Riot Fest, and then after that, we just haven't done it in a while.
And then we got sick.
Well, yeah, we got sick, but like I don't know. That was like only like a week, so
Oh, I
we
was
just
sick
we
for
just
two
haven't.
weeks.
Yeah, you were
Um,
sick. You were sick for 2 weeks, and then I just I don't know. Dylan's been sick, and that's kind of been it. I don't know.
Well, I was hoping you would say something fun, like, I don't know, we went to the Amazon to help build houses
Oh,
for,
oh
like,
yeah.
penguins or something, but,
Oh yeah. No, we went to the center of the earth, and that's where the Nazis are. And we went down there and we pipe bombed them and threw Molotovs at them. So that was very fun.
yep. Unfortunately, Mr. Alpha and Mr. Sigma were on that expedition with us, and we lost them. So today,
R.I.P.
yeah, RIP. Today you have
Sigma had a golden swastika ninja star thrown into his throat, and it cut his jugular.
mhm. Alpha stepped on a landmine, and shrapnel went right up his anus into his brain. So,
Yeah, a land
um,
mime. It was a
yeah,
mime
that was
that was a
also
piece,
an
pretending to be a
explosive.
piece of shrapnel. And because of that, it actually broke Alpha. And Alpha was like, "This is real. This is a real thing." That's just because that's how good the mime was.
Mhm.
Those are the only
The mi-
mimes that can get jobs as land mimes.
the mine mime.
Yeah, the mime exactly.
Yeah. Anyway, so today you have with you Phoenix and I am Dylan. Hopefully we
Hi.
will be able to stick around for a while, but there's quite the
We
turnover
won't.
on
We
this
won't be able
show,
to.
so
We will not
we
be
will
staying around.
see. We'll see.
We will be killed off.
Probably. Probably. What are we doing today, Phoenix?
We're gonna talk about dinosaur pussy.
Well, technically it's dinosaur schlong.
Oh yeah, dinosaur cock and human
Yeah.
pussy.
So we recently discovered the wonderful world of dinosaur erotica. And we thought, you know what? This is so beautiful, an incredible story, an incredibly sexual and sensual journey that we wanted to share with everybody, share our thoughts about the story and what, maybe things that we think would potentially improve a story like this for future episodes. We do plan on reading every book in this series um, at some point. Uh, that was a decision that was made before Phoenix and I came on as hosts for Offtopic analysis. So we'll see where that goes. But let's just kind of start. What do you think of the book?
It was actually pretty fucking disgusting. And also, it had a very interesting kind of story going on with it. I'm not even gonna lie. The sci-fi elements were actually kind of sick in the final third of the book. It took two
So
thirds of the book for me to get like, oh, okay, this is actually interesting.
we should be clear. We read a story called Wet Hot Allosaurus Summer, which the book itself is actually
Shout out
technically
the
like a
author,
collection of short stories. It's written by Lola Faust.
Lola
And
Faust.
yes, these stories are to be taken seriously, as far as I know. There's several in the series, and there's several other books like it. Um, but this is the first one. We may or may not do more. But I just want to start real quick. The preface for this story says, I finally finished this story. Here it is in all its sex soaked saurian splendor. Some thanks. And then the very first paragraph says, triggers, dinosaurs, sex, dinosaur sex, okay, well, that's a big word. Ornitholocidif, ornithocilidaphobia,
Good job.
fisting, vor, gore, pain, blood, sadism, masochism, captivity, camping, cults, candy, insects, arm trauma, shoulder trauma, amputation, interspecies sex, menstruation, brains, carnivorism, sexism, misogyny, speciesism, classism, ableism, abusive parent, abusive coworker, infidelity, pornography, fire, water, forests, farms, working and dormant, unorthodox use of personal lubricant. Now, I just want to be clear that I've only made it through the first half of the paragraph
Jesus
of
fuck, dude.
triggers. But also,
As you said those names too, it actually triggered. all the scenes in the book where this stuff happens. Because as you were saying it, I was like, oh my god, I remember each of these things that happens
Yeah.
in the fucking book.
You know
It
what?
is quite the
Just
tale.
just for the sake of that notion, I'm going to read the rest of the paragraph.
Keep going.
Um so what are we? Unorthodox use of personal lubricant, implicit and explicit threat of sexual assault, inaccurate dinosaur anatomy for the sake of the story. Accurate dinosaur anatomy for the sake of the story. Feathers, Canada, South Dakota, Walmart, cornfields, cow tipping, barns, pickup trucks, threat of police violence, guns, gunshot wounds, immigration paperwork, portable toilets, decapitation, taffy pulling, animal slaughter, religion, PTSD, venture capital, and vegetables.
It's like the thing with it is like I would say half of those are like legitimate triggers, and I'd be like, that's
Yes.
good, and then half of them I'm like, vegetables? What? What mother? I mean, if you are triggered by vegetables, that's totally fine. I'm gonna try not to laugh because I don't want to be rude, but that is very insane to me as
Yeah.
a non-vegetable fearing man. Kind of like a God fearing man, but a
Non-vegetable
non-vegetable
fearing
fearing
cis white man. Don't forget, you're
cis
privileged.
white man. Yes, I am. I am cisgendered, but I am bisexual, so that gives me like five
And
points.
as you keep telling us, um,
Okay,
so I know you didn't take notes
okay.
on this story, and so I've got kind of our notes here. But let's just kind of quickly summarize what happens in the story, and we'll be pretty brief about it.
Well, let me go get
So,
my book real quick.
okay. Oh no, I don't know what's happening right now. Because originally I had tossed around the idea of doing a character where I said I would get up and leave while we were recording and come back. And Phoenix hated that idea. But then he came back. No, he actually has the book. Oh, no. No, I know exactly what this is. I know
Here's my
exactly what
copy
this is.
that my good buddy Dylan got me.
Fuck.
You
Fuck.
see, this is the cover of the book, just so you know. And lo and behold, this is the book. This is every single page. It is actually a little silly little notebook you keep out, and people are like, "Oh, what's this? Wet Hot Allosaurus Summer." I'm not gonna pick that, but it's actually my diary. I have not written in it yet. Yeah, like I'm gonna
Yet.
write that this book belongs to me. Like I would write my fucking
Please.
name in this.
Please do. You
But
know, you should put your name on it right now.
do it at the end of the episode.
So what happened was I was on Amazon looking for the book because I really wanted a hard copy of this because I thought it was so fucking funny just in the fact that it exists. And so I go to order it. I order one for me, one for you, and we wait like a week to do it. We've been planning this episode for months. And
Mm-hmm.
finally get it in the mail and I'm just like, fuck, it's a notebook. And yeah, that's really it. But I remember you thought it was a bit, and I was like, God, I wish it would have been a bit. Like this
Yeah,
didn't
I thought it
actually
was. I was
exist, and
like, that's really funny.
I wish I had been like trolling you the entire time. That this wasn't actually something we were going to do. This was just
It was
a
funny. It was
goofy
very
notebook
funny.
I found. But no, no, we read dinosaur porn.
Sadly, not a bit. We read Dinosaur Porn. Well, I listened to it.
I read it at work.
I bought it on what's Amazon's book? What's the
Kindle,
monopoly? Yeah, not Kindle, no, because Kindle's the actual device.
Audible.
Audible. Yeah, I listened to it on Audible.
Did you listen to it on my account or yours?
No, I just bought it on my account.
Oh, okay,
I didn't want to sign
cool.
into your account. Felt
That's
weird.
fair. Yeah, that's fair. So let's quickly summarize this book. A young woman named Tanis works on a farm as a farmhand on her father's farm up in Canada. Um, and some things happen, and she leaves with her dinosaur lover that she has been attracted to. Now, this is
Well, well,
essentially
well, well.
the
Like
same.
the thing is, they talk once, and then immediately she's like, "I sure don't like my pa, My pa sure is evil, and I don't like him, and I've wanted to fuck you forever, Allosaurus. And
Well, remember,
Big Al is the dinosaur's name, and Big Al's like, yeah, like I wanted to like get in that snatch and sniz like as quick as possible, baby. But like, I'm a
well,
dinosaur, you're a human. It doesn't work all the time.
I think that we need to let the audience know they don't talk. They don't communicate with sounds or grunts. They communicate telepathically
Yeah, telepathically, exactly.
because
That didn't throw me through for a loop at all. I was like, no, that makes sense.
I just thought it was ridiculous.
It's just
Um,
like I prefer that to fucking the Allosaur like being like, yeah, babe. Like actually like speaking, like that would be too ridiculous for me. But telepathically, I'm like, yeah, it's the future. Like there is some backstory in the beginning where it's like, yeah, dinosaurs are used basically as slaves, to like they get paid too, right? Do the
right,
dinosaurs get
yeah,
paid?
some actually get wages, not all of them.
Some of them get wages.
I
There
think they
is
said that Canada was one of the more liberal areas that uses dinosaur labor.
yeah, yeah. There's like dinosaur abolitionism. Like it's shit is fucking insane. It's an insane book.
You know what? Let's not even go over the whole summary right now. Let's just kind of talk about it as it comes because
Yeah, yeah.
I've there's so much. I have on the very first page, I have two things I highlighted. Okay.
Yeah.
The first was just this passage of there was dirt under her chipped nails and a big brown stain on her blue jeans from where she'd fallen in the mud while milking Dusty, her favorite heifer. I read that line and I was just like, "Oh, that's what this is." You ever read a book and you're like, "Why does there have to be that much detail about that thing?"
Uh yes. Yeah, when I
Yeah,
listened to
it's
Blood Meridian.
yeah. Yeah, you've told me about that. I mean, it's not like a Lord of the Rings or Tolkien where it's just exposition about like background lore and the area and the location and what people are
Dude,
feeling. It's like
I don't know.
she
I
fell
don't
in
know.
mud.
Honestly, when you bring that up, it's like I think of when I tried to read The Hobbit, but I was
Mhm.
younger too, but like I tried to read it and it's like 30 pages of fucking these dwarves just coming into this house and I was so fucking mad. I was just like
Yeah.
I'm not going to remember any of these fucking dwarves. There's so fucking many of them. It's like this is just nonsense. This is nonsense gobbledygook with gloin and sploin and fucking Himpfler and fucking Gifladon and whatever the fuck. I just no.
You were kind of close for a second. There's Oin, Gloin, Biffer, Boffer, Thorin.
You're saying nonsense words. These are nonsense words. These are
But
nonsense words.
yeah, this just
Ugh.
this book itself, like the story itself is only 100 something pages.
It just
So,
feels like very amateur creative writing.
absolutely, yeah. The next thing I highlighted on the first page was just the most young adult Mary Sue paragraph. Uh,
Yeah.
Candace's body was tight and lean from 17 years of working alongside her father and brothers on their farm. Had she grown up in the city around men who were not her family, she might have known she was beautiful, because women only know they're beautiful when men tell them. She'd inherited her mother's generous breasts and backside, but hard labor had crystallized her curves, made them more severe and striking. Though Tanis knew nothing of her own beauty, she knew of the beauty of the dinosaurs, whom she watched every night without fail.
I fucking hate this book so much. I hate this
So
book so
bad.
fucking
It's
much.
so bad.
It's just written so fucking and Tanis, oh yeah, she was fucking smoking, dude. Like, oh my god. She had tits out to here and like an ass out to here, and it was like no fucking fat on those abs though. Like, god
Exactly.
damn.
She was a farm girl.
She was a farm girl with big fat titties.
Here's a description, and I actually kind of liked this part, how they kind of talked about how the dinosaurs worked, kind of in
Mm-hmm.
society. They said they proved especially good at raw material extraction. They thrive when introduced into the tar sands. Iridescent beasts growing warm and strong by the rainbow slick pools of crude. They were primordial beasts, drawn always back to the slick and pumping heart of the earth. Okay, I highlighted that for two reasons. One is a fucking terribly written paragraph. Um, Two, I like the context they give for how the dinosaurs work, but it's like they give them the really shitty labor that people don't want to do,
Hmm. Oh yeah, I feel
which
like it's that, and I feel like it's also like sexualizing the dinosaurs too, like the fucking crude oil
absolutely.
glistening on their bodies and shit like that. It's
Yeah.
a very, I don't know. I think that's a pretty effective paragraph for what the book is going for.
Yeah,
Honestly.
it's oddly, even though we're talking about fucking dinosaurs in the book, it's oddly there's definitely parallels to racism in today's society with how they're described and just like the types of prejudice. And it
Hmm.
seems like it's this makes me think that the author or it screams somebody who has something they're trying to say really hard with their writing, like, I'm gonna metaphorically talk about racism, but I also am really horny and it would be cool if we did it about dinosaurs.
Yeah, from that one, I just get the horniness, and then also kind of explaining the lore of the dinosaurs. The
Mhm.
racism stuff, I don't really get too much of that yet, but like,
Right,
it's
not at this point.
not at this point. Like that specific paragraph is more dinosaurs are sexy and dinosaurs do hard labor, and that's fucking hot.
And they make me hard.
And they make me hard and they make me wet.
So I don't know, if it was just how I have it on my phone.
Mm-hmm.
For because I always have like smaller text because I like to keep my eyes sharp. But let's see, one, two, three, four, 4 pages into the book, into the story, and there's immediately sex.
Yep.
Um, yeah, I have it highlighted here. She felt a wetness between her legs, something she'd only experienced once or twice while horseback riding. It made her throb. What? I have questions about this. Like, do women get aroused when they ride horses?
I don't fucking know, Dylan. It's like that fucking thing where like woman sits on the fucking dryer after setting it. It's like it's that kind of like and Lola Faust like this is it's not like a nickname, right? Like this is written by a woman, right?
Uh huh. Uh huh.
Then she probably just knows more about it than like us, dude. We're two guys, so like we
That's
probably don't
true.
understand it. Like I
Maybe.
can't tell if it's misogyny or if it's literally just a woman being like, "Yeah, I rode horses and like I was like, god damn on that saddle." You know, I was scared of horses, so I didn't ride horses. They scared me.
Yeah, you and my wife both. I was never afraid of them. I just, I was taught to respect them because they could
Did
kick your fucking head off.
did you ever get like hard while riding one though?
No. No, absolutely not.
Do you think cowboys used to like, you know, they're just on the dusty trail. They have to stay on their horse. They just like, like beat one out
I mean,
while riding their horse.
maybe. Have you never just beat one out on a long drive?
I think like once.
Okay. While driving?
Yeah.
Okay, well then yeah, it's perfect. Sounds like it's perfectly possible for Cowboys to have done that.
I just feel
Um
there's so much disrespect to that. Like I feel like I disrespected my car when I did that. But like an
yeah, I can
actual
only
living
imagine
animal.
doing that on top of
God.
another animal that you're riding
God.
cuz it's either going to go in your pants or on the horse. And the latter just seems really really bad.
I just imagine, like horses' eyes are just like huge. They just like get even bigger. And they're like,
I mean, that's not a horse's sound,
what
but you
what
get
did
it.
brrr, what did he just do?
So, immediately at the beginning of the book, I don't remember exactly how, but Tannis's father ends up shooting her in the shoulder, and she ends up escaping with Big Al.
I will say, literally,
Um,
worst fucking dad ever. Like, he is a
right?
piece of shit. I hate him. Like, he's not even in the book for like maybe 10 pages, but he is a fucking Awful, awful human being.
Well, he gets his. That's what it was.
Oh, no
He
spoilers, no
lunged
spoilers.
at her father, and then she went to shoot, or her father went to shoot the dinosaur, and she took it, in her
Mm-hmm.
shoulder for him. But literally, like within the next couple of pages, the dinosaur eats her fucking arm, and
It's
then they
fucking
fuck.
insane. And then they fuck. It is so fucking. It's wild. Like, doesn't she get turned on by him like eating her arm?
Yes, yes.
God, that is fucking nuts, dude. It is.
I do want to point
God.
out this description, which we talked about and laughed about so much because it comes up so many times in the story.
Come.
He lifted her in his talons with a remarkable tenderness and held her to him. She smelled the fish and flower scent
Oh my
that had
god.
first identified him, and it
Yes.
made her feel safe.
That is so fucking nasty. Fish and flowers? That is
What the actual fuck do
like
fish and flowers smell like together?
fish fish already doesn't smell good. And then you add flowers, like having that ugh, it sounds awful to me. It sounds
It's
so
like it's
fucking
like that
bad.
kid in gym class in junior high who didn't shower for 3 days, would go play dodgeball in the morning, and then cover himself in Axe body spray
Yes,
like he just took a
yes,
fucking shower.
exactly, dude. It's fucking disgusting. If anything,
That
it makes you
sounds
smell worse.
that sounds awful.
God, it's every time I read that because it that specific smell comes up a lot in the book, and it's
Oh yeah, multiple times.
God, it's so
Um,
fucking gross,
I
dude.
think I think
It
it's used at least 5 times in the story.
I would not
And
doubt it.
then when they're finally describing like them having sex for the first time, the first line, not the first time, but the first time it's used, she could feel his warmth and his power, also used a ton, his love emanating. He lowered her onto his sex. Using the term sex for a dick
I mean, is
is
that like
just
an actual term?
yeah, yeah. I mean, it's one that's like kind of outplayed and overdone these days.
I've never come across that ever in
Oh,
anything.
really?
Yeah, I've
Yeah, it's
never
a
had they fucking lowered. He shoved his sex into her sex.
yeah, yeah. Have you never when you were a kid, did you never like look up sex in the dictionary and laugh about it?
No.
Okay, well, I was a dumb child and I did. And that is a definition. That is how sex can be used.
That is insane to me. Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah, which also this is a really great time to remind everybody that biological sex literally just refers to the genitals. It is different from gender. And so it's
Yeah,
literally in dictionaries, biology, science books. So go fuck yourself.
yeah. Fuck
Um
yourself.
yeah. But literally go fuck yourself, blow off some steam, maybe you'll feel a little bit better afterwards.
Yeah.
Um
While reading Wet Hot Allosaurus Summer.
yeah, yeah. Maybe, I don't know. No one should get turned on by this
I
book.
mean, if you do, it's fine. It's just
Yeah. I have
maybe I don't
questions
know.
for you. As a
Yes,
therapist, I have thoughts and questions for you.
yes.
Um, I will say, like in that same line where it's talking about the first penetration, uh, it immediately starts with his talons dug into her shoulders, forcing her down to accept all of him
God.
inside of her.
Ugh.
There's a lot of talons in making her bleed. I think this is
Yes,
like
there
veiled
is.
BDSM as well.
Yes. Oh God, that seems so much more than BDSM. You know,
Mm-hmm.
like
Mm-hmm.
Jesus Christ. I know there's like spanking and choking and shit. Like that is like fine. That's regular. I've done that shit before. But God damn, dude, fucking claws. We're talking. It's a dinosaur. This is a
Mm-hmm.
goddamn dinosaur. This is not
Mm-hmm.
fucking like God. This is a dinosaur.
There's a line on that same page asking if she could die, she wanted to know from too much pleasure. And then she felt his love go off like a rocket inside of her, filling her completely. Jesus Christ. This is a dinosaur. This is a fucking dinosaur penis. And also, it should be noted too that she was a virgin before having sex with this dinosaur.
Yeah, she
Now,
said she only ever felt wet while riding a horse like once or twice. She's never from the way it sounds, she's never like fingered herself or like used dildo or anything. So like she is just like That pussy is just having a baby shoved into it.
It, it's so
Worse
incredibly
than that,
weird. Like,
probably.
I know that
How
being a
big is
teenager
Allosaurus
and
cock?
even like a young man, like we have some really stupid thoughts about how sex works and things like that. But
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
this screams that to me, like this level of, oh, well, that would turn a woman on. A giant dinosaur
But
penis the
but
size of her forearm?
but isn't this written? Is this written by? Is Lola Faust actually a woman, or is this just
Yes, that's what's
okay?
so surprising to me. It's written like I would imagine a 20-year-old man would try to write erotic fiction. It's so strange. But then at the end of that chapter, he eats her arm because he's hungry and he likes the taste of her blood. Um, so the next chapter talks about how she's thinking about their
A
sex,
40-foot
and
long Tyrannosaurus Rex therefore may have had a 10-inch penis or a 12-foot long one.
I don't. It never exactly describes the size of his penis in this story.
It just says it's
But I
huge.
imagine it's supposed to be like forearm length
Oh yeah, at
and girth,
least. At least.
with which proportionately in
We just
percentage
don't
wise
we
speaking
don't
is,
know how big dinosaur dick is.
huh?
We just don't know how big dinosaur dick is. I tried looking
We
it up.
don't. We don't. That's
Like
true. I
that
think because it's
that
made
thing
of
I
like
said
soft
about the
material.
T-Rexes, that was like on was like livescience.com, which who knows if that's a good source, but like they were talking about dino dick and they were like, yeah, that bitch could have been like just a 10-incher or it could have been fucking like a 12-foot long fucking cock on a 40-foot tall T-Rex, which is that is a huge cock. That's insane.
But I think that the strange part of this is immediately she's just like, "This is the love of my life. I
I
want that
fucking
dinosaur dick forever
I
and
want that
ever,
I
every
want that
day."
I want Big Al to fucking shove that thing in me for the rest of my life.
And so they're running around Canada. They've left the farm. They're just kind of traipsing across the fields, and
Well, she
you
doesn't
get a
have an
little.
arm.
Yeah, she's also missing an arm and just has a fucking tourniquet at this point. Um, you get a little backstory about Big Al. Not really that important, I guess. Not what we're here to talk about.
Yeah,
But
really
then
not important at
the
all.
most ridiculous thing, while he is running with her in his arms, she slides down his stomach, grabs onto him, and starts stroking him while he is running. Until Al stopped running, his sex inflating against her face. This
It's
woman is
just
literally upside down on the
upside
dinosaur.
down, just fucking sucking his cock while he's. I mean, you said he stops, right?
Yeah, he did stop.
He
He
just
did stop
he fucking
eventually.
he stops and pumps one out in her fucking mouth,
Well,
and
and
like,
then
oh my god,
the next paragraph ends with the line, let's see. His tongue entered her like an electric rod, sending sparks throughout her body, her toes curled. That's, you know what? That's a good piece of eroticism, I think.
yeah, I don't think
But
that sounds
then
bad at all.
they became one beast of licking and sucking.
Beautiful,
Wonderful, beautiful. Anyway,
beautiful,
they end
fantastic.
up um actually it's kind of funny. Big Al stops her. And he let go of her legs and she basically falls on her face and then they end up having sex again. Um
He just fucking
so
drops her.
he just drops her
Ugh,
and then they have sex again. So
oh
after
fuck.
after satisfying their carnal pleasures, they resume running again. Apparently, they're going to some kind of dinosaur human love compound where
Yeah, they're going to a
people,
commune where dinosaurs and people have sex.
yeah, and where they can apparently live in peace. Um, but when they get there, there's a woman that's running towards them. Um, Al lets go of Tanis. Sorry, Big
It's a
Al
good
lets go of Tanis.
this is a good scene.
Yeah, it's a good scene. And then he immediately grabs a woman, swings her around like a man who hasn't seen, his partner in years.
Yeah, exactly.
Um,
Like the boys getting off the boats in World War II, getting back home
exactly.
from
Yeah, they're
fucking
just spinning around, loving
Japan.
each other, smiles on their faces. And then he rips off this woman's clothes, lifts her naked body up, and runs with her into the nearby bushes.
Yep.
And immediately Tannis is heartbroken.
Yeah. Tannis she loves Big Al. She
Yeah.
loves him. Even though it's ridiculous, but this is the first love she's ever known. She's never
Well, let's be
known love
honest.
before
I
Big
think she
Al.
loves the idea of him. I think she loves the idea of being with the dinosaur. She really doesn't even know Big Al that well. She just loves the idea of
I think this is
having this
just
relationship.
what happens when you have a woman that has been sheltered all of her life, and the only thing she sees is her brother and father, and then dinosaurs. I think she's going to
Mm-hmm.
fall for dinosaurs. Or she's going to be in an incest relationship with her brother. So, like, which one's better here?
Well, and who knows? That may have been the alternative story here. We don't know.
Yeah, that could have been. And thank God it wasn't.
So the next
I'd
chapter,
rather you fuck a dinosaur than your brother.
that's true, absolutely. So the next chapter goes into kind of a little more about this commune. Tannis has met with this woman who is kind of like one of the elders here. She's explaining how this works and that this is kind of a commune where dinosaurs and people are just allowed to love each other freely. Um, but the woman is like naked,
Yeah.
mostly, and she's leading Tannis in, and there's a line just, and this is the thing where I'm just like, this is some detail that is not necessary, but she sits down. Tannis noticed that she was bare underneath her dress. Her pubic hair was dark like a tangle of roots. Her thick thighs were reddish brown and dimpled over strong muscle. Okay,
Yeah.
why are
I'm
you
not sure
looking up her
that.
skirt? That's
Yeah, that,
assault.
like. Yeah. And some. Yeah, I think the entire sentence is just weird. It's just really weird. I think Tannis is just probably like dinosaur autistic, and like she doesn't know how to interact with people, like she's never been around people except her dad, who's an abusive asshole, and her brothers, who are probably just like her dad. So.
I mean, weren't we all dinosaur autistic at some point?
Yeah, exactly, man. I remember fucking having the Dragonology book and thinking, I can make these spells in here work. I know I can do it. All I have to do is find a unicorn horn, and then I can have invincibility for my entire life.
So, in the fashion of this book, our next sex scene is between this woman that Tannis has just met, which we never even get her name. She's never even named.
We don't even get her name. That's great. That's
Yeah, she's
awesome.
never even named. But basically, it's she takes Tannis's remaining hand. It says her remaining hand, and placed it between her legs, and placed her own hand between Tannis's. And then it starts going into detail about them, touching each other sexually. But there's this line. Tannis mirrored the woman's movements with her own hand. She found the nubbin of flesh that gave Tannis so much pleasure when Big Al licked it. Boys, if
Oh
you really
my
want to turn on
fucking
your ladies,
god.
make sure you are locating
The nubbin of flesh. The fucking nubbin of.
the
This
elusive
book.
nubbin of flesh.
This book is so fucking bad. It's not good erotica. It's not good sci-fi.
Oh
It's not.
God.
God, I fucking hate this book. Continue, continue. We just gotta.
Anyway,
God, this book is shit. It's
further down
so
the
fucking
page,
bad.
this keeps going, and it basically goes from fellatio to the woman like starts fisting her, and
Yes. Well, she already had a dino dick in her pussy, so might as well.
and then it goes on again, her fingers move like tentacles inside Hannah's, probing and rubbing the wet walls of her sex and explore its soft pink
Just say
territory.
pussy. Just say vagina. Just say. Don't say sex. Just like that is. It feels like some like high school like biology shit, like someone that wants to like write something that sounds more like high art erotica
Right.
instead of like you already have dinosaurs like shoving their entire fucking 12-foot long cock inside a person. Like, just continue.
It's wild. I think the funniest part of this is that we spend literally not even full page where Tannis meets this woman and she gets to know this woman. And then there is one, two, three full pages of them having sex after only having talked and known each other for a
And that
single
might be
page.
like just erotica commonplace. I don't read erotica.
I don't either. I don't either.
So
And that's
like
why
I
it's so
but if it
funny.
is, god, if it is, it's so bad. You need some sort of like build up. You need something. Like this is just god. It's just bad. It's just really bad.
So Tannis finishes having sex with this woman, and then she basically falls asleep, sad, saying, "Oh, it was fine, but I
I
want my
want Big Al's
dinosaur."
I want Big Al's big cock inside me.
Absolutely. And so she wakes up by herself in this nest. I'm thinking like this isn't a commune. This is a cult.
Well, yeah, yeah, totally. Like the
Yeah,
way
this
they
is this is
describe
a
it,
dinosaur sex
like
cult.
you haven't even gotten to the part where it's like show extremely cult like.
Yeah. It's just this chapter starts with just her thinking about him and longing. It's talking about where they're at. Um, she finally gets her arm bandaged properly.
Thank fucking god.
Um,
She should have died. Like
oh,
she should have
absolutely.
died.
Like her arm would have went fucking septic.
Yeah, like it's she would have died from blood loss, man.
Yeah.
Like fuck. Anyway,
Um,
continue.
but then it was they basically she walks into a mating circle with the
Yeah.
dinosaurs and the women, and basically the dinosaurs choose their women. Um, God,
Well,
I
do the
can't believe I'm gonna
dinosaurs choose their women or like does the community? Cuz like I was kind of confused on that.
A half circle of women, including the dark haired one who initiated Tanis, watched the spectacle. There was another scream from one of the women, a tall blonde with pale skin and spider thin limbs, but Tanis realized that it wasn't a scream of fear or pain, it was a mating call. So I guess that was the women um, in their mating call. Um,
So do the women have all the power?
yes, yes.
Okay, so
Um,
this would go more into the dino racism thing.
you're right, yeah. But basically, it says the women do the mating call. The dinosaurs come grab them. Together, the Allosauruses lifted the women, their swollen penises waving like tiny, meaty flags.
Tiny meaty flags?
Sorry, little meaty flags.
Little meaty flags.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So are they huge cocks or are they regular size cocks?
I don't know. I don't know.
It's really
Um,
the way it describes stuff. I don't understand. Okay,
yeah,
go
but
on.
then we actually have two other women that are named. I am Umber, said the dark-haired woman, and I witnessed this joining. Who will second me? I am Pine, said another stout woman with
These
graying
names
hair.
fucking suck. These names fucking suck.
Umber and Pine. But basically they call this act joining. And then Tannis sees Big Al, the redhead standing next to him. But he just shakes her off and basically is like, "Okay, we had sex. I'm done with you now."
Yep.
Um,
I just wanted to
and
get
then
my nut off one more time before I get with my babe. My babe for
yeah,
life.
he comes over to Tannis, and they speak telepathically, and she
Oh, did we
she
ever like
basically
talk about how they even have telepathic communication?
nope.
Okay, because I think they don't bring it up to like the very end or something.
Yeah, I think they have like some kind of collar or some kind of chip that they're installed with or something at
Yeah,
birth
it's
that
some
allows
kind of
them to do
like
that.
this is your dinosaur, so we put a fucking Neuralink chip in it that's attached to your
Basically,
brain.
yeah, yeah. Neuralink for
uh,
dinosaurs.
uh,
But basically goes on to say, Big
man.
Al's like, yeah, I was just trying to get some. Sorry, I didn't realize that was going to be a problem for you. I don't know anything about human customs. But I choose you. That will never happen again. Um, and so because I guess the redhead was wanting to join with Big Al, uh,
Mm-hmm.
Big Al is like, nah, I'm out. And so he and Tanis just get up and leave.
So they never even talk to the people. Like, can we still stay?
Nope, they just
They just
take
leave.
off.
They just run away. Okay.
Yep. Yep. And
Okay.
then they run away for a while and then they have sex again. And this is where
Is this
one
the
of my
fucking?
yep, our
Oh my
favorite line in the
god.
book.
Yeesh.
Big Al's tongue licked her neck insistently, slurping up her sweat and the dirt that clung to her sticky skin. First of all, that's not sexy, that's gross. Um, he folded her over forward like his own savory little tortilla
Okay, yeah. That's a good
and
line.
licked the
That's so
drops of blood that
fucking
ran
funny.
down her back from where his claws
Oh,
had made divots in her flesh. Again,
oh God, dude. God.
oh my god, his own savory little tortilla. Like
That's so fucking funny. That's
this
so
also just
funny.
screams to me too like he's just playing with his
Ugh.
food at this point.
Yeah,
He's
exactly. He
just
doesn't. This
fucking
isn't like another being. This is like his like. This is his hunt. That's what this is.
this is American Pie. He's just sticking it in the pie he wants to eat.
Oh fuck, dude. Fuck.
You know what? I gotta know. If this is a better what's the word I'm thinking of? Euphemism for penis than sex for you, okay?
Hmm.
A new kind of pleasure built up, radiating along every nerve in her body as Big Al's cylinder of love pushed against the slippery walls of her deepest
That's so
cave.
much better. That's so fucking funny. That is amazing. That is so much. That is so fucking funny. Just like embrace it. If you're gonna do fucking dinosaur
Oh,
erotica, like just fucking go whole fucking hog. Don't treat this like some sort of fucking beautiful piece on fucking love or whatever. Because that is not what this is. This is
well, that's what's
not
so funny
that.
because it goes back and forth. Like one
It
minute
does.
it's
It doesn't
completely
know what it
ridiculous,
wants
the
to
next
do.
minute it's trying to be sensual.
and
And
it does that in so many ways too. Like it'll be like this is like a cool like sci-fi kind of world and stuff, and like we're
Mhm.
building it, and then all of a sudden it throws all that away, and all of a sudden he's just like eating out her pussy, and then it'll go to like, well, then there she gets shot, and it's like, wait, what are we telling a sci-fi story? Is this some sort of like thriller? Like it's
it screams first draft where like these are
oh
all the
yeah,
ideas they had and it's like you can tell that the author was in a different mood every time they wrote a new section or wrote a new chapter.
oh
And you
yeah,
know, first of all, like I just want to clarify, neither one of us have ever written a book. So we don't
no.
know how hard it is. And honestly, as much as we're talking shit, congratulations to this author. I hope you make a ton of money because if people are willing to
I
read it, then you
really,
deserve to get paid for it.
I would love them to make a ton of money because like
Yeah.
if this is like I don't know the release schedule for their stuff, but I actually would want to listen to something new by them, uh because like there's bones in this story. There are
Yeah.
bones, like not a lot, like maybe like a fucking single femur of a skeleton structure, but like
Maybe just a metatarsal, maybe just a
there's
toe.
yeah, like but there is something in here, and I think if
Yeah.
they can like really hone in on that, they could actually write something that's both funny and sexual and like sci-fi. If they could like just stick with those three things, like they might have like an actual good book to listen to.
But at the same time, like I could see, you know, maybe they wrote this and they knew it was bad and so they just decided to just go with it and that becomes like the bit in itself, which I think is
Yeah.
also equally good.
Mm-hmm.
But still, like I just want to be clear, we're not like shitting on the author. It's just neither one of us are making money off of our own dinosaur porn, so we're just kind of bitter about it. Um,
I mean,
I want
I don't sit with Dylan on that. I'm fine. I think this book's just ass, and that's it.
no, he's mad. He's tried writing dinosaur porn before, it didn't work out.
No,
Anyways, I
not
want to read
true. It's a
another quick
lie.
little excerpt about Big Al. She felt a firehouse gush from Big Al's sex squirting into her and stretching her even further with the sheer
I
volume
wrote
of his
robot porn.
spunk.
Huh?
With the sheer volume of his spunk. I have
It's good.
never,
Good line.
ever seen the word spunk written in that context
Volume of
that
spunk
wasn't a
is
joke of a
amazing.
text.
So amazing. So amazing. That's like
It
that's like the writing stuff where I'm like, all right, this could be very funny. But
right, right.
god,
It's just so weird that
it's so
that is
fucking
written
funny.
to see that written.
Volume of spunk.
Yeah,
They're fucking cum-flating this woman with dinosaur jizz, and it's
that's
like,
awful. Conflating
uh
is terrible, but that is going to be the
uh
title of a short. Um
Good.
So they have sex, they fall asleep. He puts his arm over her all sweetly. They woke up and they're hungry. And of course there is a mention of Tannis's burgeoning thighs.
I want the
That just has to be
Snickers.
highlighted.
Oh.
Um, let's see what happens next.
Big Al, give me a Snickers, and
Oh
I'll
yeah,
give you
so they
some
were
blood.
asleep in the middle of a cornfield, and some rednecks end up finding them in the cornfield.
This is such a
Um,
stupid fucking scene. This entire
yeah,
fucking scene is stupid as fuck.
this redneck finds them in the field, and basically, they trap them and they take them back to their house. They're gonna use the dinosaur to work in their quarry. Um, and I hate that they do this, but I mean, basically, it turns into they lock Big Al in their barn, and they
The
put
dinosaur.
Tanis in this room, in this really dirty room with a disgusting mattress. One of the guys kind of seems
It's
all
so
right, but it's
nasty.
clear that the other two have, unholy intentions, and
They
they
are
have this.
going to assault. They're going to rape this woman. Well, probably I'll have
Yeah,
to bleep that out, but like that's what's gonna happen, and like it's really fucked up. And
yeah,
this scene is fucking. It's just so unnecessary. It's
yeah. I do like some of the dialogue here. "What the fuck happened to her arm?" asked the droopy man with disgust. "Hey, lady, what the fuck happened to your arm?" "A dinosaur and a one-armed chick," chuckled the letter-faced man. "It's our lucky day."
so so fucking dumb. Oh
But
god.
anyways, I guess one of the guys, feels kind of bad for this. He doesn't have any ill intentions. He's just trying to get by. So he
Yeah,
goes into the room while she.
he's not a rapist. He's not a
Yeah,
fucking like they're just trying they're like, well, we found the woman, I guess that means she's ours now.
yeah.
Yeah, we got a dinosaur too. This is so cool.
It's just some dung hillbilly redneck shit.
It is so
Um,
fucking it is so dumb. And it's just out
but
of nowhere. That go on, go on. I just there's
no,
so
no, no.
much that
I
makes me mad in
I
this
know
movie.
there's a lot. Um, but he goes in there and he's like stomping around and making it sound like he's yelling and terrorizing Tanis. And he says, "I locked the damn window." But he didn't. He didn't lock it. He gives her this look.
Yeah,
Basically
Tannis
says,
tries to escape and they like hear her
"Hmm,
before she's able to. Well, like I didn't know if you brought up like why he went in there to lock the window because she tried to escape and it made a loud noise and then the regular guy came in and he's like doesn't actually lock the window. He just says that so she can escape because
yeah,
he
yeah,
is a regular person and can do the bare minimum.
hmm yeah." Yeah. The bare minimum in life is this guy isn't a great guy. He's just doing the bare
He's not.
minimum by
He's
not
not.
being a
He's not a
racist.
good guy at all. Like he's just like well, we don't know if he's racist. They don't say that.
Well, sorry, I meant the
You
not
just
being a
assumed he was
rapist.
racist because
No, 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 no. I meant to say not being a rapist, but it came out as
oh,
racist.
rapist. You
Yeah,
know, they're both bad.
they are very bad. But basically, Tanis is trying to get out, but the window is squeaky, and so she's still thinking they'll come grab her, and so she gets the bright idea to use Kleenex and some pistol lube that was in a drawer to start a fire and get the window open. So she gets out. There's a dirty magazine in there. She
You
burns the
just
dirty magazine,
okay.
Kleenex, and starts a fire in the house. She escapes and she burns the house down.
What do
And then
we
they
think the
steal a
lube
truck.
was for?
What?
What do we think the lube was for?
Oh, we know what the
And the
lube was for.
Kleenex, the window, obviously.
Yeah, obviously. A lot of times, what people don't know is that when rednecks get bored, they like to go into a bedroom alone. They'll take a bottle of Kleenex, they'll take some pistol lube, and they'll rub it on the
Or
hinges of their
WD 40.
windows. Hmm?
Or WD 40.
WD-40, but generally WD-40 doesn't provide the same kind of lubrication that pistol lube does. But they will open their
Wow.
window multiple times, and when they do that, it releases
I do
dust, which
not.
causes them
I
to
don't know
sneeze,
about
and so
that.
that's what the Kleenex is for as well. And then they will look at nudie mags and jerk off in that order.
Raw.
Anyway, she steals their truck,
May
goes picks up
blister that little piggy.
what?
Nothing. Go on.
I'm sorry, I can't hear you very well today. I don't know what's going
You
on.
can't. I don't know. Can turn the
So
volume up.
they steal the truck. They're driving
Turn the
away.
volume up.
House burns down. There's even
Just
a
ignoring me.
specific mention of Walmart. I wonder if they paid for the rights to use Walmart in this story.
No. Walmart
No,
probably just isn't reading enough Dino erotica, which they should be,
they should
but they're
be.
not.
They should be. I don't know. I think Walmart could stand to lose a little bit of money. But
They
it
could
straight
probably
up talks
gain
about how
money if they
how
sold this
Tannis
book.
just shoplifts. She just steals clothes.
You know.
They she goes there on their journey. They saw multiple stores. At Walmart, she shoplifted new clothes, one or two items per store to keep from being caught.
I mean, this
Like
sounds like it's written by someone that shoplifts.
right. But it even goes in detail. Gauzy, slippy sundresses, a pair of shorts, a few t-shirts, a fuzzy fleece jacket for cold nights, a crossbody purse big enough to hold a few tampons, and the truck keys.
Oh yeah, good for them.
Yeah, good for them.
So is
So
Al in the back of the truck the entire time, or is he like running next to the
he's
truck?
in a horse trailer that's attached to the truck.
Ah, that's what it was. A horse trailer.
Yeah,
Yes, yes, yes.
yeah.
Okay.
So for a couple nights, they sleep in the back of this horse trailer, and of course, there's another sex scene where they have sex in the horse trailer. And this time, the sensation says the sensation nearly sent her into unconsciousness. Um, when she and Big Al are having sex. Um, let's see, what's the next big thing that happens? And then she's realizing, okay, if we want to get away, we have to find somewhere to settle down, and we have to find a way to get Big Al enough food to eat.
Good
So,
good goals. Those are good goals. Good you set up your goal in the story. Like this is what you have to do. So now we
mhm,
have like, all right, this is what's got to be done. We already know the stakes. Like she can't be fucking a dinosaur. That's the stakes. But we have a goal now and I think that's good. Like I feel like the entire book their goals have been fucking nonsense. Like, oh,
yeah.
let's go to this sex cult and that'll be cool. And then it's just like,
Oh
let's
yeah.
just
By the
run
way,
away.
this is the beginning of the third act of this book. It moves.
Which
It
is the
moves that
best
quickly.
part. The best part of the book. I mean, it's not a very how many pages is this book?
It was like 117
Yeah.
for
Like
this story.
it's not a very and this was the only story I listened to. Like the book I
Right.
had didn't have anything else. So this was
Oh,
all I
okay.
listened to. But yeah, it was maybe like 4 or 5 hours, maybe less. I
Yeah.
don't know. Maybe 3 hours to listen to, but it
Mm.
was yeah, it's not long. It both is a fucking slog and moves really quickly.
It's not long, but it is girthy.
I mean, we'd have to ask Tanis.
That's true. Anyway, at this point, she speaks to someone at a gas station. They tell her about a processing plant nearby, and that they tend to hire people under the table there at times. So that's her idea. She plans to go there, get a job enough to buy
Yeah.
food,
She is an
and
illegal
also have
immigrant.
a wage.
Yeah, she's an illegal immigrant because she came down from Canada and she's in the United States.
Oh yeah, that you're right. I forgot to mention. At this point, they're in the United States.
Yeah, I think
Um,
they've been after the sex cult is when they, I think, or maybe it's I don't know. At some point around the sex cult, they end up in the U.S.
I can't remember if the sex cult was in the U.S., but I think they were definitely in the U.S. when
They were going
she
south for
was
sure.
almost assaulted by the rednecks.
Yeah,
Um, anyway, she gets this processing plant. And the guy that is interviewing her is asking her a bunch of questions. She said she lost her arm in an industrial accident. This guy is really skeezy and sleazy. He's
piece of
basically
shit.
saying,
Another piece of shit.
yeah, he's basically saying, this ain't a woman's place. And he's trying to, just get some stuff from her. He's putting the gross moves on her until the owner of the processing plant comes in and
Who is our
says,
hero? He is our hero in this story.
he is a good dude. He comes in, he's like, no, here's what we're gonna do. I will allow you to work here. I will give you leftovers from the processing, for
Cause
your
she asked.
friend.
She asked. She asked specifically, "Can I get paid in meat?"
Yeah, yeah. And so he just says, "I'll pay you a wage and I'll give you the leftovers."
Because he's a
He
fucking
gives
good
her,
guy. This is our
yeah, he
best.
gives her
He's great. This guy's awesome.
the intestines and the brains and stuff, basically.
All the
Um,
stuff that they don't want to use.
yeah, all the stuff that goes in your hot dogs. Um,
Delicious. Isn't there a
but
point?
basic
Is there a point where Big she's trying to teach Big Al to speak?
That's at the very end.
Okay, I didn't know if like there was like a beginnings to it where like Big Al was starting to like verbalize stuff.
It's within these last couple chapters. It just kind of is there.
Yep.
Um, but basically the rest immediately after the owner of the processing plant, his name is Dallas Morrison. Immediately after Dallas is giving her the job,
Good
Jimmy, the
old Dallas.
sleazebag from before, discovers Big Al in the back of the trailer. Um, and Big Al saying, "I'll protect you," and basically Dallas ends up uh, giving a job to Big Al as well. He's got some work
Mm-hmm.
that Big Al can do, and so they have a job. They're able to start saving up money at this point.
Yeah.
Of course, that night they have sex again. Uh,
Yes.
don't need to go into detail on this one. I don't think there's anything that hasn't been said before.
Mm-hmm.
Um, she does call back to the idea of her losing her arm. If she was honest with herself, she'd enjoyed it too, in a faintly horrifying, never to be repeated kind of way. There was something deathly sexy about watching Big Al consume a part of her like a tasty, meaty protein bar.
Ugh. God. God.
No, I don't know about you, but I don't think that I would enjoy
Ugh.
something if I describe it as faintly horrifying and never to be repeated.
Dude, protein bar. Fucking God. It's
Your arm
just
is a protein bar.
that is just it's both a vile fucking sentence and just the stupidest fucking God, it's just so dumb. This book is so dumb. It is I mean, if you have fantasies about I guess having your body parts I don't I think that might be something you might need to go to a therapist for that cuz I don't think that's healthy. I don't think it's healthy if you want to like have parts of yourself eaten by somebody. That is not
I
good for
think it.
your physical health. I
I
I
think it
just
depends on the culture.
uh
I think you're being a little bit
what do you mean the
ethnocentric
culture?
right now.
What do you mean the culture?
I don't know. I don't know. I'm just saying there could be some places in the world and some peoples who do eat parts of each other when they die or if there is a problem.
Okay, we're not
As
talking about that, Dylan. We're talking about a dinosaur eating an entire fucking arm.
okay. Well, I just think you're being a little insensitive right now.
I don't care. I don't
Okay.
care.
All
I
right.
don't care. This
So
if
moving on.
you all right.
No. Go ahead. Say your piece.
I don't even want to now. Go on.
So there are a couple lines here that need to be pointed out once again. He was grinding into her as if she were the mortar and he the pestle.
Good
Um,
line. It's a very good
yeah,
line. It's
yeah.
fucking funny.
Um, and then the next one was, and this is a
Baby, I want to
commonly
grind my
underlined.
fucking mortar into your pestle, baby. I want to make some fucking spices. Let's
That
fucking
sounds
get
like a
some
line
spices,
from
love.
the Bloodhound Gang song. Uh, the one where every line is a euphemism for sex. It sounds like that should be part of it. Foxtrot uniform Charlie Kilo.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I don't know. And so you didn't read this on Kindle, but on the Kindle app, it shows you commonly underlined sentences and phrases that other people have underlined. And this is one that's been underlined by a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
Crazed now with bloodlust and sex, he pounded into her harder and faster, as if making her into mochi. Do you know how mochi is traditionally made, Phoenix?
Isn't it made by just like fucking grinding it like with your palm?
Sorry, I'm thinking more of dango. Dango being made with rice flour, very similar to mochi because mochi is made out of rice flour as well. But they beat it with mallets, and that's what this made me think
That's
of.
awesome. That's fucking badass. You
And
see,
then, of course,
it's lines like this that saved the book for me.
Right. It's just like the stuff where it's trying to be sensual and erotic. It's like, okay, whatever, fine. But then it's shit like this. It's like, that is
Fucking
just
mortar and
hilarious and
pestle, fucking
stupid.
hammered into mochi. Like that's amazing. That is fantastic.
And then you get like this next line, another thing about the dinosaur's orgasm. A hot jet of fluid spurted into Tannis like a fire hose, nearly sending her flying.
That's
It's like
awesome too.
something out
That's
of a
great.
scary movie.
That's amazing. That's great. You see, like all three of those are bangers. You know, mortar and pestle, hammered into mochi, fucking fire hose, almost censor fucking.
I think it's so funny, and to me, I think it's
Oh,
a testament of
it's
the
great.
problem with the
It's
pacing
great.
of this book. Um, that this chapter ends with there were worse ways to live, thought Tanis. She had enough to eat, a place to sleep, cash in hand for necessities, and a lover who thrilled her every day of her life. She had everything
Beautiful.
she needed.
It's amazing. It's beautiful.
The very next chapter basically starts with hearing sirens and the police showing up, basically saying that she is an illegal immigrant and there's an undocumented dinosaur and they're
Yep.
coming to
Yep.
take her away. Yep, and guess who's with them? But her dad.
Oh, Papa Tanis.
Yep, her dad basically shows up, and it's saying, "Come with us.
How the fuck did he
It's
even
time to come
find them
home."
again?
Oh, we're getting there. We're
Okay.
getting there. But no, I mean, basically, it was just Jimmy, the sleazebag who worked at the
Yeah, the
processing
piece of
plant.
shit that's trying to fuck Tanis, but Tanis is like, you gross. You got human dick. I don't like that.
Yeah, I don't know how he would have known that her dad was looking for her unless that's something I missed.
I don't
But
fucking know, dude. Stuff just happens in this book. And
there's
at this
there's
point, like I was fine with it. I was like, I don't fucking care. Just make something like just get this shit over with.
yeah, at this point it's like, okay, fine, just hurry the fuck up. And that's where it got kind of more enjoyable, I think.
Oh
Uh
yeah. Like the
Jimmy
last chapter was
says,
the best. Or the last
go ahead.
like arc is the best part.
Yeah. Jimmy says this bitch is a liar. She's stealing from the company. I saw it myself, did the books embezzlement. And there is a little bit earlier that kind of talks about how he cooks the books. He's been cooking the books to
Yeah,
make
he
extra
is. It's
money and
him.
things like that.
Yep.
But then comes Dallas, our hero, and I love this line. I do. It says, "What? Boom, Dallas. In the goddamn fucking hell is the meaning of this?" Because there's a bunch of cops and her father and Jimmy all around this
Yeah.
trailer. And Tannis says, Dallas are trying to kidnap Big Al. My father is trying to kidnap me, which technically I don't think that's legal terminology. Um,
Who cares?
but I don't want to go. I'm an adult. I won't go. And so basically, it turns out that Tannis is 18, and so she could say
Yeah.
she doesn't want to go, and so she doesn't.
Exactly.
Um,
She's
and
legal to fuck
see
a dinosaur.
exactly. Uh,
The age you had to be to fuck a
and then
dinosaur is 18.
and I don't know. That's a good question. I don't know what dinosaur lifespans are.
I don't know. We're talking about human. Tan is a human.
Oh, yeah. I
Yeah.
thought you said is the dinosaur 18.
No.
Oh, okay.
But that's a good
But
question. What
is
if Big
Big Al
Al's
at the
not?
age of consent?
Yeah, if he's not, then they can't run away together. Like, Big
Oof.
Al could be fucking like 16, 15, fucking 14 years old. Dinosaur?
Oof.
Ew. That's fucked.
That's really fucked.
Dino pedo.
Dino pedo. It's like worse than dino DNA, but there's been plenty of dino DNA in this story already, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, dude, there's
Um,
been fucking plenty of dino PDA.
Tannis's father goes on
Very
to
public
say,
fucking.
Tannis's father is trying to make his case, saying that she's just a girl, she's naive, and she's Canadian. She's basically illegal in your country. You should release her to me. Dallas says that I don't see anyone missing. She's right here. And then he says he's sponsoring her visa and the dinosaurs. So, if you don't like it, then you can take it with VVVV Homeland Security. I think that this is a typo. Um, but he's
Yeah, I
saying
don't
that the
remember that.
paperwork's all in order.
Oh, I
Um,
love Dallas. Dallas is great.
Yeah, Dallas is the best character in this book. So the cops leave with her, and her dad leaves. Um, Dallas turns to Jimmy and says, "You're a piece of shit." and he ends up like punching him. Um, let me see. They're confronting each other. Um, Jimmy looks at Tanis and says, "One day your ass is mine." And he looks at Big Al and says, "One day your ass is mine too, lizard." And then he spits at Tanis and says, "You're going to wish you'd said yes to
Bastard.
me. I'm not going to hold back."
Bastard man.
Basically making a threat. And then Big Al eats him. Literally like Jurassic Park when the two dinosaurs ripped the guy in half. With a
Mm-hmm.
mighty Jurassic roar, Big Al pulled Jimmy in two like a piece of moist pink saltwater taffy. He popped the still screaming head from Jimmy's torso as if opening a soda can tab, and with a snort of disgust, tossed it down the foul hatch of the porta potty.
Fucking badass. Fucking awesome. Love it.
Yeah, yeah.
Love it. Makes me happy.
And so from there, the story starts wrapping up. Tanis is talking about she has some ideas for processing and ways that they could use Big Al's skills and his strength, and
Mm-hmm.
basically starts working towards creating a new type of like labor production, one that works and respects
Yeah.
the rights of dinosaurs and is also more productive.
Yeah.
Um,
It's really actually very cool. It's a very
yeah, yeah.
interesting idea because like it goes into the entire like how people that work in like the cattle industry and like how
Hmm.
when they have to actually like put down the cows, it's actually
Hmm.
like it causes like PTSD for humans. But for
Yeah.
dinosaurs, they're hoping the dinosaurs can start killing the cattle. And with that, it'll both be something that the dinosaurs can eat, and it will also cut down on like the mental harm that this job has on people. It's
Right. It's more
very
humane.
it's really interesting. It feels like they, for some reason, this final like epilogue thing, they actually put research in, and they were like, wow, they thought about something and extrapolated on it in a very interesting way. It's very cool.
It's so weird. Like the bones that, like you were saying, the bones that this has. There are some really cool ideas. Like the
Yeah.
epilogue is just about Tanis going and meeting in front of a bunch of like business people, presenting and pitching this idea. And it even says there's a specific type of PTSD. Tanis said to the group of seated venture capitalists called the perpetration-induced traumatic stress. And I looked it up, and you know, it is something that it's talked about. It's not like an actual like diagnosable disorder, but it is a
Yeah.
type of stress that people experience. Um, oftentimes, like it's something that let's say that you you have your own mental health issues and you're in a relationship with somebody and
Mm-hmm.
you have had your own like problems with the way that you treat your spouse in the past. Once you finally come to terms with that and confront it and you're working to change, that is a type of like post traumatic stress that people who
Mm-hmm.
have had their own abusive behaviors in the past have to overcome. So
Yeah.
that is actually rooted in real psychological science.
It's interesting.
um, and so the business proposal goes well. um, they She goes back to the house that she and Big Al have. They basically have a cabin in the woods together.
Mm-hmm.
And they found an orphan dinosaur egg, and so they
Oh yeah, I
decide
forgot
to,
about that.
huh?
I forgot about that. Go on.
Yeah. And so they basically decide to raise the egg together. And so the story starts wrapping up with the egg cracking open and a little baby Allosaurus coming out. Um and it's cute. It's real sweet. It looks like something. They basically describe it kind of like I imagine, kind of like how they show the baby dinosaurs in Jurassic Park. But
Mm-hmm.
the story wraps up with Alice calling the baby Little Al, and then Big Al says
Fucking dumb.
little. Big Al
Little.
speaks the word little, and
Little.
that's where it ends.
Yep.
That's the end. I want to shout out real quick the extra stories that are in this book, in the actual book
Well,
version.
there's some parts of the book I want to talk about still.
We'll get there. I just want to shout this out real quick.
Okay.
Another one of the stories in the actual book is Lord Bartholomew's Ankylosaurus Lover, which is about a neckbeard, hoity-toity douchebag that falls in love with a big, beautiful Ankylosaurus. There
Cool.
are dino love tips, and if you're curious, Phoenix, let me know, and I'll read some of these dinosaur love tips to you. There is sexcerts from other stories, such as 50 Shades of Gorgosaur, Oh My Gobisaurus, My Supersaurus Summer, Hippodraco Hoedown, Pteranodon, Pantydraco's Thief, Sinful Triceratops, Jurassic Pork, My Jurassic
Okay.
Gigolo, and then there's an expert from another story called The Elf and the Milf. Um,
Oh,
and
elf.
that's that's it. And that's
Very
it.
cool.
Yeah.
Very cool.
So that's basically the story of my Wet Hot Allosaurus Summer.
We didn't
What'd you
talk
think?
about. Well, we didn't talk about where when she got her pussy eaten out while she was on her period.
Yeah, I just basically described that. I just said that was another one of their
That
sexerts,
how can
another
you?
one of
That
their
is the was the most
sexcapades.
disgusting part of the fucking book. All right, so this woman, she doesn't have tampons. You know, she's having to like steal fucking clothes and shit, but she doesn't steal tampons. She only steals a purse big enough to store them. But like, so she's like on her period. She's like, oh, I got heavy flow, and Big
Well,
Al's
this
also
happened.
like,
She stole the
oh, I'm
purse after this happens.
okay. Well, thank you for clarifying. But anyway, she is like, oh, I've got heavy flow. Big Al's like, oh, I'm starving. Oh, I'm so hungry. Is that mm, is that fucking period blood right there? Mm. Oh, fuck. She's like, what you want some, Big Al? You want some of that, you big dirty boy? And then Big Al's like, well, I mean, if you're offering, babe. And then it's a very graphic portrayal of Big Al eating out her period blood and slurping up her period blood. Like it's some sort of Capri Sun of period blood. So it's very. I can't believe you skipped that part. That was a great part.
I did just kind of in the interest of time. I kind of was just kind of moving along, but I do want to make a point. To do you know how big an Allosaurus is supposed to be?
Like 15 feet.
So our scientists have conceptualized and imagined that an Allosaurus on average, not on average, a larger Allosaurus is about 9 meters long, and
Damn.
about 2 to 3 meters tall. So 2.5 meters tall, with a body mass of 2,500 pounds. So this dinosaur in particular weighs like over a ton, over an American ton, and is
There's
over,
more than American ton. There's a different one.
yes, a metric ton is 1,000 kilograms.
Okay.
Yeah. Um, which
How much is that in
technic
pounds?
a little over 2,500, I think.
Okay.
Yeah. I could be wrong, but anywho, uh, 9 meters. That's over 27 feet long.
Yeah, that's really fucking long.
And so if it's just standing, it's going to stand probably at almost twice as tall as a human.
Yes.
Almost twice as tall as your average, 5'6", 5'8" human. That's insane.
Yes.
That's
Yeah. It's
it's
fucking.
just
It's crazy. That
ridiculous.
thing. That thing is fucking a regular human woman that has big ol' farmer tits and a big ol' farmer ass, but is
Hmm.
toned and cut like goddamn
Right. Yeah.
bodybuilder
She is the most unassuming, most beautiful woman you'd ever meet.
ever. But she's been stuck
Ever.
on the farm because her daddy don't want her seeing no man.
I will say, at least she didn't have to have a man save her. It was just a dinosaur.
I
And
mean, she
really,
did.
she saved the dinosaur.
Well, the dinosaur's a man.
Well, it's a male,
Yeah,
but it's
it's a
not a man.
man.
It's a dinosaur.
Okay, I don't think. Well, I think it has sentience, so I think it could actually decide its gender by itself.
Fair, fair. But, biologically sex based, as they point out in this book several
Male.
times, it is a male.
Yep. Patriarchy.
So, if you could improve this story, what would you change?
More funny sex dialogue, more hammering Mochi into her pussy, more like good characters and bad characters that are written better.
Hmm.
Like the
Hmm.
final arc is actually pretty enjoyable with Jimmy and Dallas because you have that kind
Hmm.
of back and forth with them. Because it feels like Big Al and Tanis are just kind of caught in the middle of everything the entire time. They don't really affect and do anything until like the last arc of the book, in my opinion. Like the only thing they affect is that they run away and they keep running away, and then they get caught and then they run away again, and that's kind of it. Once they
Right.
actually like are set in a specific setting, I feel like that's when the story is the strongest. I feel like the sex cult, stupid. I feel like when they get captured by the fucking rednecks, bad.
Hmm.
But the final part with them working at the meat factory and both getting jobs, found that interesting. I was like, okay,
Yeah,
cool. I
that
wish
was
it
that
would
was
have
cool.
started with this and then built up to the end where her dad shows up and like they could have actually built a pretty good story. I feel the sex
I
cult
think
unnecessary, makes no sense.
I think of the idea of having a society where dinosaurs exist similar to the society we have today, but where the dinosaurs are seen not quite as livestock, but
They're like a
somewhere in
tractor.
between what?
They're like a tractor. You've got to turn me up.
It's not that I'm you're not turned up, it's that when if I'm saying something and when you're talking, like I can't it's like I can't hear you. It's like cutting out. But you know what? I think I can fix that. Now
Mm-hmm.
I think I fixed it. Um
Okay.
yeah. But the idea of yeah, like you said, like a tractor, they do have some sentience. They're seen
Like
not
a
quite as
tractor.
people.
Like a tractor.
Yeah. It makes me think of the do you remember the three-fifths compromise from history?
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes me kind of think
You
of
think
that,
the
which is
dinosaurs
still
are 3/5 a person?
yeah. They have three-fifths the agency of a normal human being. But I mean there's something there as far as like an interesting story and world. Um, but it's just not fleshed out well enough in the
Yeah.
slightest.
Dinosaur rights is a wild idea.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, it's the
Dinosaur.
same concept as like if aliens exist and they came to Earth and they start intermingling with society, like trying to give them those rights as well. I mean,
Well, I feel like it'd be the opposite, though. I feel like aliens would be giving us rights.
fair,
Like Mass Effect.
right?
Segment time. Do you have anything else?
No, I think we should just leave it at that explanation and just keep going.
Okay, cool. All right, sweet. We have to do segment time. You get to choose it.
No, you get to choose this time.
Wait, do I? But you got to choose the story. You know what time
Yeah, but it's your turn. It's your turn for a segment.
That means it's time. I thought I did do Alligator Death last time.
Uh, we did, and then
That was on letters. Yeah, because that was the last one. Last one was letters.
was it? It was that long ago.
Yes, we haven't done anything except for Play Silent Hill 2.
Oh, it's been a minute. It's been a minute. Um, why don't we?
Why is my? Why did I put that?
Hmm. Why don't let's choose our favorite animal mating calls.
Okay, that feels really
Okay.
close to what we did last time, though.
No, we did alligator death roars and death rolls last time.
Death
We're
roll.
talking about mating calls because
Okay.
we just read a book about fucking.
Okay. Cool.
So, what I want you to do is I want you to pick your favorite animal mating call and your least favorite animal mating call. And we are going to insert clips of those sounds and we're going to just talk about them, okay?
Okay.
Okay. So, what is your favorite animal mating call?
Penguin.
A penguin. Okay. And
Mm-hmm.
what does that sound like?
That's what it sounded like.
I didn't hear it. Can you do that again?
That's what it sounded like.
Okay, okay, that makes sense. That one's a lot better. Um, what's your least favorite, or do you want me to go next?
You can go next with your favorite.
Okay. My favorite animal mating call is the mating call of the Black Widow spider,
Mm-hmm.
and it sounds like this.
Good. Do we want to hear it again?
Yeah, let's hear it one more time.
Okay.
And this one's actually a different one. Um,
You can't
okay.
have two.
Well, it's the same animal. It's just a different variation.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Okay. And right here.
Sweet. That was good.
Yeah, yeah, it's pretty fun. It's pretty fun. It's oddly sensual, especially to me as a human who doesn't like spiders. It surprises me.
Yeah, I love spiders. I want to fuck Quelaag from Dark Souls.
Well, that's a spider demon, and I think that's a little bit different.
I want to
But I mean,
fuck
you know what?
a
That's not
spider.
up to me. You love what you love. Now
Thank you for
least
validating me.
favorite
Cricket.
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 Yeah, yeah. You know what? I can get behind that. I can get behind that.
Cricket.
I don't like crickets either.
They're annoying. I don't
Yeah,
like
we're not.
them.
You know what? I don't even want to play the cricket sound, just because cricket mating calls are just disgusting.
They are.
Unless you want to share it with the
Oh
with the
yes, it's
class.
playing.
Okay.
All right, so it's done.
Okay. Good. My least favorite animal mating call is the orca, the killer whale.
Oh really?
Um, yeah, yeah. It's
That's
just it's
insane.
really there's something inherently like gross about it. Like it's almost kind of like
It's wild.
neckbeardy. It's like
I
the
think it's kind of
closest.
beautiful
Well,
because they're a
get
dying
the
breed, and we're killing them.
yeah, but that says a lot more about you. I think that you like a mating call that sounds kind of
I
neckbeardy.
mean, I think any sort of opinion would say a lot about a person. So yeah, you're right.
That's true. You're right. You're right. My bad. I'm just kind of in a mood today. I think
It's
reading
okay.
dinosaur erotica has really just made me unsatisfied with my own sex life.
You need a nice fat dino pussy, a dussy,
Just
a dussy.
I
You need a nice dussy.
what kind of dinosaur would you recommend I go after?
Archaeopteryx.
Archaeopteryx? Well,
Mm-hmm.
technically that's not a dinosaur.
It's not.
No, no, it's not technically.
Okay. Well then,
Neither are pterodactyls. They're not dinosaurs either technically.
damn, that was my second choice.
Yep. Yep.
Well, darn it, that's it.
I would have suggested a brachiosaurus for
Well,
you.
you can't suggest it for yourself. I didn't
I
ask
said for
for.
you.
Yeah, but I didn't want anything.
Suit yourself.
Put a suit on me. Wow, I look good.
You look lovely.
Thank you.
Well, thank you for tuning in to our analysis of
Wet
Wet
Hot
Hot
Allosaurus
Allosaurus
Summer
Summer, the
by Lola
first in the
Faust.
by Lola Faust, the first in the dinosaur erotica series. Phoenix, would you rate this book?
Probably a 1.5 out of 5.
A 1.5 out of 5?
Mm-hmm.
I think for stories content, I'd give it a 2 out of 7.
2 out of
But for the
7.
sake of just absolute humor and am I glad that I had the experience of reading it, I would say a 4 out of 7.
That's wild. I fucking
Yeah.
hated this book except for the last
I
third.
I I didn't like it, but I'm glad that I know it exists and I'm glad that I can say that I've had this experience.
I'm
I
glad I
didn't
know
like
it
it.
exists. I wish I listened to a different book that was good.
That's fair. Well, thank you for joining us. This has been Off Topic Analysis. We're back. We're hoping to get some more episodes out soon. Thank you everyone for listening. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and also go watch and subscribe to Phoenix's gaming channel at Phoenix Void.
Don't watch me.
Uh you
I don't
should
want you
you
to.
should watch him. He does hot tub streams every Sunday.
You're putting me under a lot of pressure. Now I've got to do a hot tub stream. I have to buy a hot tub. Great.
Good night and good
This
luck.
is
Bye
great.
bye.
Goodbye.